Why? It is I, Echo Craft, on my way to the coal mine. And, yeah, just thought I'd pop in and say hello. A little drop in connection there. I hope that didn't interrupt anything. Yeah, the PPG wave, the Behringer wave, whatever it's called there, the bing, bang, boom, bang, ding, dang, do, blue. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it looks cool. I think it sounds amazing. I was impressed that it wasn't as deep as I thought it would be. It's actually a little bit width-wise thinner, which is kind of nice, you know. Not like the PB12 and the Muse. Very deep synths, you know. But this one kind of reminds me of in a way, the DeepMind 12 kind of, width, short, you know, it's the depth of it. I mean, is very, I want to say, what's the word? Skinny. It's skinny. Anyway, yeah, it sounded good. I thought the show was great. I love the percolators and oscillators, or oscillators and percolators show. I love the call-in show that Samurai does. I think it's innovative, old school, you know, retro, but innovative. I think it's very cool. So yeah, I just thought I'd pop on here and talk a little bit about it. Now, from what I understand, it has 2 arpeggiators built into it, which is pretty freaking cool, pretty strange. I think that's cool. I think it's going to be one of the killers out there as far as the synths go. I love the color, that blue, that sky blue. I think it's cool. It'll really pop in the studio. Am I gonna get one? Do I have gas for that? Well, I don't know. Part of me wants to say yes, but then I watched the Andertons music video with Jack on the multi-poly, and that's a killer synthesizer, man. I can't believe all the cool stuff that has, you know. So yeah, I'm interested in both, actually. Now, getting back to something that Samurai touched on the other night, and that is last night, actually, and that is hoarders, collectors, and players, and it's a tough call. You know, I said I was a player. Sometimes I feel like a hoarder because I hoard all this stuff, but I do play it all. And the stuff that I don't play anymore, I put away for a rainy day, or if I'm not playing it, like a lot of the synths that I did sell, I didn't play for, God, sometimes 2 years. I was up to 2 years, I guess, 2 or 3 years, actually. So yeah, what do we got in the chat here? We've got the Albanian Syndicate. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you're the only one in right now. That's cool. I don't mind. How you doing, man? Yeah, so, I think, if you have something for so long and you get rid of it and you don't use it, I'm pulling a nutty here on the highway. Sorry, New England driving. Woo! There we go. Had to get away from that big truck I was behind. But yeah, if you have something sitting in the closet for a long time and you haven't played it, and you break it out and you play it and you're like, okay, this really doesn't spark me anymore. I get rid of it. Hans Volt said last night, which I thought was cool when he called in. He said, he puts stuff away and then he brings it out and he rehashes it. But, Hans, we're also talking, Hans has got some pretty cool, pretty intriguing and, what's the word, inspiring synthesizers, that he puts away. So, I mean, that's, it's very interesting. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I've done that. I actually have a collection of Korg Volcas that I'm not going to get rid of. It's not even worth it. Like, what am I going to get? $50 for them? So those will probably be brought out, when I rearrange the studio, whenever I get around to that. What's the word? I'm a procrastinator. The procrastination is unbearable. It's just so much work, and I've said it before, and I keep repeating myself, I know. But anyway, so yeah, if you've got something really, a really decent synthesizer that you haven't played in a while, don't sell it. Bring it out, check it out. If it's not doing it for you anymore, sell it. That's the way I look at it, Yeah, so I mean, that's what I do. That's what I've done. I've sold a lot of synths, and I've purchased. Usually when I sell a synth, I buy another synth or something that has to do with the studio, because to me, that's like, if you're going to sell your gear, well, don't get me wrong. If you got to sell your gear and you got to pay rent, or you got to make a car payment or something, trust me, I've been down that road too, where I, didn't have a job, and I was like, I needed money to make ends meet. Sometimes that happens, Hopefully that won't happen for a long time, but hopefully that never happens actually again. But I just think that it's kind of cool if you sell something and then buy something else for the studio, or buy another synthesizer. That's what I try to maintain. I try not to sell my gear just to sell gear, to make money. That's what I got a job for, But anyway, so I thought the shows last night were great. The show last night was great. I love the fact that he showed Aaron's studio, that synth museum, pinball museum, and then he showed I think the guy's name was David Wilson, the synthesizer museum in New Hampshire, which unfortunately that gentleman passed away, and I had gone there, and I know if you guys were on last night, I talked a little bit about me being there. Very intriguing, very strange, eccentric guy that owned a lot of synthesizers, fixed them, but his house was awful. Like I said, there was snot rags on the ground, and cat hair everywhere, and dust, and and I'm allergic to cats, so when I got home, my face looked like I ate. You ever see a person allergic to shellfish? That's what I looked like. It took like freaking, pardon my language, can't swear. Looked like I took, I think I took like an hour-long or 2-hour-long shower, just scrubbing up because the place was nasty. But very interesting fella, very intelligent, very knowledgeable, and unfortunately he passed away. I don't know what happened to all the stuff that was in the house. I don't even know what happened to the house. I don't know if the stuff was donated to the Synth Museum that's down in Florida. I'm not sure. But anyway, so I thought I'd, just come on here and just chit-chat a little bit. What's up, guys, in the chat? We got some more folks in the chat. Hey, Uncle Jerry. Who else we got in the chat? Let's see. We got Uncle Jerry and Albion Syndicate. I don't know where Samurai is. Somebody text Samurai and tell him I'm live. As he said, "Are you gonna go live today? You're gonna do a synth car?" And I'm like, maybe I will. So Uncle Jerry, text the Samurai and tell him that I'm live. But anyway, so I think the PPG Wave, the Behringer Wave, is actually cool. It sounds unique. I like that guy that demoed it for Behringer. I don't know where Patchdog is. I'm hoping Patchdog didn't get fired from Behringer, because they had that elf on the synth. I call that guy the synth elf on the shelf that was demoing the Behringer Wave, because he had that happy little voice, and I don't know. I liked him. I thought he was cool, very knowledgeable. That chair he was sitting in, by the way, I was looking at that chair. Those chairs are super expensive. I've seen those chairs. They're very, very expensive, and they're good for your back. But yeah, so what else we got there? Oh, we got Hayes Anderson, Mr. Hayes Anderson, bro. What's going on? Thanks for that heads up with the patch. I actually saved that message you sent to me, the Patch Bay message, because I'm going to need to look at that again when I start setting that up. But thank you for that message, bro. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I got a little bit of burpiness for that Behringer Wave, and I got a little burpiness for the multi-poly, because I got to say, after watching Anderton's and Luke demonstrating it, I was very impressed with that synthesizer. Garen M, he's did a couple of demos on it, and that was cool. But I gotta say, I really like the Andertons. I just like the things that Luke was showing. I thought were very very cool. Made that synthesizer sound really good. What else did I going to say? Yeah. So the other thing is, I'm going to be doing the Synth Hefner videos on Thursdays. I haven't decided what time yet, but it's definitely going to be before 2 o'clock. So we're looking at around 12, maybe 1 o'clock. I'm going to do a little, 30-minute show with Synth Hefner and talk about what's going on in the world as far as music and synthesizers go. There he is, Synth Samurai! Woo! So I'm going to talk a little bit about that stuff. So I got that planned. I'm thinking, Samurai and I were talking this morning. I actually might do, I'm going to set it up so that I'm going to do kind of like a jam slash, talk show, where I'm going to set my camera up so you can actually see me fiddling about with my synthesizers. Because I know some people were wondering what I was doing with the Edge the other night, and you couldn't see anything because I was off camera doing it. So I'm going to set up that probably tonight, that camera. I got a nice big tripod that goes, it extends really high. I think it's like 75 or 80 feet high. Inches high, sorry. 80 feet. Woo! So about 80, I think it's like 80 inches high, which is pretty high, pretty tall. So I'm going to be setting that up, and that'll give you an overall view of the studio so you can see what I'm doing. So I got that planned. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but got to have a theme to the show. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, I thought I'd just pop on and talk a little bit about the PPG Wave, the Behringer Wave, and I think I got gas for that. I'm not quite sure yet. I want to see more. I think somebody in the chat, I don't know who it was in the chat today on Samurai's show, he said he ordered it already. I don't know where he ordered it from. I don't know if it was Z Sounds or Perfect Circuit. I'm not sure, but if you can order it, great, man. I don't know. Is it on Sweetwater? I haven't even checked. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. I know Samurai is going to meet me today for the first time in the flesh. He's going to let me see the Wolfie. He's going to let me borrow it. I'm going to do a demo on that. Probably won't happen for a couple of days because I want to figure it out. I want to mess with it. So Samurai and I have never met physically. So I'm going to give that motherfucker a big ass hug. Oh, I swore again! Because he's a brother from another mother. He's a son from another mother. And yeah, so I'm going to give him a big hug when I see him. And anyway, so that, looking forward to that today on my break. He's going to meet me, and we'll chit chat for a little bit. But anyway, guys, I'm almost at the coal mine. Got to make big rocks into little rocks. And well, actually, that's what you do in jail, huh? Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's what Diddy's probably going to be doing. He's going to be making big rocks into little rocks. Him and the rest of the crew that did that nasty shit to people. Oh, I swore again. Quarter in the tip jar. Oh, shit. I'm having too much fun. All right, guys, listen. Like I always say, stay frosty, stay creative. Peace.